Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emmeline. You're here with the BENG Finance, and if you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're not, welcome back. Let's get into some shenanigans, okay? So today's video is going to be about my total debt, right? I'm gonna be basically going through all the debt so far, adding them up, some details about where they come from. It's gonna be about percentages of my debt and where they belong to, and yeah, all that jazz. So if you're interested, definitely stick around and let's get into it. And I'm going to be looking down again at my phone. That's where all my notes are, so I apologize in advance. So let's get into it. So my total debt, I would say I have some student loans, I have some credit card bills for sure, I have some personal debt to family members, I have some debt on my phone. I mean, not on my phone, but my phone is on a payment plan, and so I have some debt that is coming from there, and then I have some debt that is just to the government. We're gonna get into it, right? So my credit card debt is a total of almost 20% of my total debt. So when I add up all my total debt, it is a whopping $51,000, 626 and 8 cents, down to the cent, y'all. Like I was not playing around. So yeah, my total debt is 51, if I'm rounding it up, 52K. That is no small feat. Like when I did this math, I was shooketh. I was shaking in my boots, because I think one thing that I just never took into account was just the fact that like I was like, incurring all this debt, but never really like keeping track of it. That's the thing. Like I knew I'm just gonna pay it off, but it's like, well, how much is it? And then when I added it all up, I almost fainted, y'all. So let's just break it down. So my total debt, and I'm gonna go by percentage on this one here. So 20% of that, almost 52K, is credit card debts. That's mad depressing, because nothing useful was purchased with those cards. I feel it, right? But we're gonna get into that later on. And then 41% of this debt comes from my student loans, and that is something I personally would consider positive debt, just because I graduated last year in May, and so this is coming up on 1 year of being employed pretty soon, and I have earned a good return on my investment. Now I just need to pay that mess off. So yeah, my student loans altogether is around 20K roughly, and so my plan is this year to pay off my credit cards, and then next year tackle that. And 2.4% of this debt is because of my cell phone. So my cell phone, I basically bought it on a payment plan where you just pay an installment amount of oh Jesus, let's finish the sentence. An installment amount of 24 months. So you paid in installments of 24 months, yeah. And so that's where 2.4% of it is coming from. And roughly 16% of my debt is actually owed to my brother. And this basically happened because when I was in school, I moved closer to my college. I was basically living an hour away, commuting an hour away, and it was just taking its toll on my mental, and my family could tell, and so they wanted to help me out. And so my brother and my mom basically chose to pay my rent and kind of subsidize my living for the last year I was in school. And my mom basically kind of forgave me that debt, and I told my brother I would pay him back. So 16% of my current debt is to pay my brother back that money. And I owe my mom 2.3% of this debt, and I will forever cherish her for giving me the debt, for paying, helping me out my final year in college. And we all don't have the privilege of that, so I'm definitely, like, I don't discount that. I'm immensely grateful. I need to go tell her that. But I'm immensely grateful. But when I did graduate, unfortunately I graduated with my car broken down. That's another story we'll get into later. But basically I didn't have a car around the time I graduated, and so my mom helped me with a down payment towards the car I'm driving now. And that down payment I definitely need to pay back. Like, she was like, oh, forgive it. I'm like, no, that's too much. Like, don't do that. And so that's 2.3% of my total debt here. And then I owe the government 2.3% of my total debt. A mess. So basically the reason why I owe the government money is because I wouldn't say I got trapped in Ghana. I wouldn't say I got trapped in Ghana, honestly. I traveled to Ghana prior to all the COVID shutdowns or lockdowns or whatever. And basically while I was there, Ghana actually was locked down, and basically no one could leave. No commercial flights could leave or get in. And so the government had to come rescue us, but the cost of that rescue is what's 2.3% of my current debt right now. But we'll get that sorted out. You know, hopefully they just forgive it in the stimulus package or something, hopefully. And the last 17%, roughly 17, yeah, I'll just round down. 17% of my debt is towards my car lease. So right now I have my car lease. I have 2 more years on the lease, and then once the lease is up, I can choose either buy the car or get another vehicle. And so 17% of my total debt is towards the car lease, and again, we're going to be working towards getting that down this year. And so now that we've gotten into my total debt, I want to get into my actual credit card debt, because all these other pieces of debt that I've collected, I would actually say were positive debt. They were actually investments into my life, and you know, just something I'll have to pay it off, but I've definitely made more out of them than they have cost me. The thing that has cost me the most is my credit card debt. So we're gonna get to that now. So when I look at my credit card debt, overall I owed, now you know we've been paying them off, so the amount is different now, but in total I owed $10,000, $183 and 10 cents. $10,183 and 10 cents dollars. Whew. Is a lot of money, right? Now again, let's see. 19% of this is towards my Capital One credit card. Again, nothing useful was purchased on this credit card. 17% of it is to my Chase credit cards. My 12% of it is to PayPal. My PayPal one is probably the only one I would say has some positive use out of it, is because I use it to purchase the camera I'm filming on now and some other shenanigans that followed. So I think my PayPal one definitely did something positive here. Then my Burlington card, I actually used it to furnish my apartment when I first moved here to where I currently am in my apartment. And so that I would say is a net positive gain from that debt. My Wells Fargo card, more nonsense, and that's about 7% of my debt. My Discover card, that card I only got to pay a ticket, because I got a ticket and I basically ignored paying the ticket until I realized it was like maybe 2 days to when the charge would increase, and I was just like, I don't have the money, so boom, got a credit card. And so that's basically what that one card, you know, I used it for. And so that's 4% of my total credit card debt. And then my Affirm card. So, well, Affirm is not really a card, as is a purchasing system that usually Walmart offers. All 6 of my Affirm loans were through Walmart. Only one was through a different company, and it was for my flight here. It was about almost $200 for a flight from North Carolina to where I am now. After my whole COVID experience, they took us to Dulles in DC, and I had to find my way from Dulles. I somehow ended up in North Carolina, and then from North Carolina I had to fly here, so I put that on an Affirm credit, which I honestly shouldn't have because I had the money, but regardless. And my other Affirm loans came from a laptop purchase, and again, that was a net gain because that's what I edit my videos on to post on here, so net positive. But the detrimental side, I guess the negative thing about this is that laptop got stolen, and so I took out another Affirm loan to get the current laptop that I have. So basically 2 loans to now have 1 laptop, because thieves out here are really prospering. So anyway, and then my other Affirm purchases came from some of it was furnishing my apartment. I think, yeah, 2 of the loans came from furnishing my apartment. So again, it was a net positive gain from these loans. And so that makes up, so all my Affirm loans basically make up 15% of this total debt here. So it's not easy, y'all. And then Forever 21 makes up 3% of my total debt. And I'm surprised it's not more, if I'm going to be honest. I think I really split my Forever 21 purchases on my credit card and on my own debit card, but I'm surprised it's not more. Then my Ulta makes up 2% of my, Ulta makes up 2% of this debt here. Then I have a Victoria's Secret card, also 2% of this debt. Then I had a Walmart credit card, which is also 2% of this debt. And then I had a Genesis credit line. So Genesis is, I don't know how to explain it, but they're a company that basically, if you're purchasing items, this was actually through Wayfair and you can't pay for it yourself, you can seek financing, and they're one of the many companies that can finance such a purchase. And this was actually for my couch, and so it's a net positive gain, but I honestly had the money at the time. I don't know why I was seeking financing, but you know, here we are. And so that's basically what my entire credit debt history, that is what it's made up of. And this is the total that I had amassed so far at the highest credit that I had borrowed. And so now we move on to how much credit card debt I have paid off, right? And so basically my remaining debt right now is around $4,858, and then what I have paid off out of that almost 10K is $5,324.97. And so I think we're getting somewhere. Basically almost, what, 49%? Is it 49? No, I think it's 51.5 of my debt is basically paid off, and I'm left with 49.5. So halfway there, right? And so what I'm left with is my Capital One credit card, my Chase credit card, and my PayPal credit card. And those will be gotten rid of in expeditiously, okay? They will be gone with the quickness, just give me some time. And so that's basically where I am with my credit card debt payoff. And so that basically gets into where my total debt breakdown and where all these debts come from and how I've been working towards getting them down. And again, as I pay them, I'll definitely come back with how I've been paying off my debt strategy once I'm a little farther along the road and I can get into the nitty-gritty of how I went about paying off some of this debt that I've accrued. So thank you so much again for watching this video. My name is Emmeline. Thank you for sticking around with me here. Come back some other time and we can definitely keep traveling. And if you definitely learned something from this video, I would say it is to just add up all your total debt. It will really kind of give you an idea of why you should get serious about your money. Again, thank you so much for tuning in.